How can we better empower entrepreneurs for the tough road ahead? Well, I can't think of a better way to answer that than the three people sitting right in front of me. Brian Lamb of JPMorgan Chase, our presenting partner, and Chase has been amazing from the giddy up of this whole thing, right? Mindelyn Anderson, the founder of Emmy Group Consulting, and a legend, Butch, CEO of Black Enterprise. So thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're all extremely, extremely busy. Brian, this is Chase's third year as the presenting sponsor of Black Entrepreneurs Day. Why has this been a priority year after year to come back and be such a big part of this event? Actually, I think you kind of doubled down. That's right. And why?
Well, first of all, Damon, thank you for having us. I mean, if you think about Black Entrepreneurs Day and the vision that you had, it really laddered into all of the work and the commitment we have at JPMorgan Chase to advance the opportunities in the Black community for entrepreneurs, families, communities that in many ways have been left behind.
Right.
And so it lined up to our strategy. But more importantly, the reason we're here year three, and this is critical, is the sustainability.
Yeah.
One of the keys and one of the difference makers in terms of creating long-term opportunity in the Black community and for Black entrepreneurs is we can't be one and done. Yeah. We can't be in and out. And so the opportunity to be here for the third year is really a testament to what we need to do for Black entrepreneurs going forward, which is lean in with longevity in our commitment.
I mean, but you've been covering Black entrepreneurs for countless years. What do you see are the positive talking points, or where you think they're having challenges in today's time?
I think that the biggest myth for Black entrepreneurs is that it's a lack of access to capital which is standing in the way alone. Mm-hmm. And while access to capital is important, and there's no question that organizations like JPMorgan Chase help that, the biggest challenge for African American entrepreneurs is scale. Because without scale, you can't do business with corporate America.
Right.
So you will remain a micro business for life until you get to scale. So what we have to try to do as African Americans is combine our businesses, combine our talents to come together, right? If JP Morgan and Chase could get together, right? If American West could get together, Pookie and Ray Ray can get together to run a business. And the reality is that we end up being, would you rather own 100% of a company that generates $100,000? Would you rather own 25% of a company that generates $50 million?
Right.
And that's what we have to face. And so the part of it is psychological. Part of it is this notion of, I need to be the CEO, I need to own 100%. That is passé. You don't need to own 100%. We need to create viable Black-owned businesses that employ people. 95% of Black-owned businesses are sole proprietorships, which means that all they do is employ themselves.
That's right.
So once we get our businesses to scale, then we can start to hire more of ourselves, and we can invest in ourselves and do business with one another, rather than just saying, I'm going to take my money and invest it otherwise.
Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about Advancing Black Pathways and what sparked JPMorgan Chase to launch this initiative?
So Advancing Black Pathways is a center of excellence inside of JPMorgan Chase that is focused on amplifying the work of all of our businesses, whether it be procurement, small business lending, the work that we do in residential home mortgage, helping individuals buy their homes. This is a very, very important part and resource to the Black community. There are dedicated people in Advancing Black Pathways that wake up every day wanting to do the work and help create opportunities in the Black community. So as we talk about supply chain, as we talk about cyber, education, the education for advancing Black entrepreneurs, all of that is in this center of excellence called Advancing Black Pathways. I think it's a really good resource that we've had in place since 2019. And we're going to continue to invest in it.
So is that why, Mindelyn, you participated in both Advancing Black Entrepreneurs Program and Chase's Mentorship Program? Are you like me on Shark Tank? Did you learn more than everybody else by being part of that?
You know, it was a wonderful experience with your colleague, Jamoke. And so
who you work with? Shout him out.
Oh, Jamoke
there you
Fekbayi,
go.
she is amazing. And so any business owner, any entrepreneur, I know you all know this, you need a mentor. The reason why that's a game changer is that as we grow and scale, we have to have sound systems. We have to have solid operations. You have to have an understanding of your numbers and able to do that. So I started on my own, on the side, and then went into full-time. Hired part-time staff and then went to full-time staff. With full-time staff, you want to have living wages, you want to have benefits, you want to make sure you're taking care of your people. And you need to know how to leverage financing in order to do that. And so what Jamoke really helped us to see through is where we are today. We have 13 full-time employees. I just learned this phrase a couple of weeks ago, but we are in the double comma club, which means that we have broken $1 million in gross revenue.
Congratulations. What would you say to the entrepreneurs right now, whether they're existing entrepreneurs or people who want to be entrepreneurs who say, well, I just can't get capital?
If we let fear or uncertainty keep us from taking the first step, what are we building? What are we building for the generations to come? If you have that clear plan, they're going to be happy to partner with you.
In this market, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur or you already have a business and you're looking to have the fantastic success of going over $1 million or beyond, also know what the market environment is, right? Interest rates are higher. What does that mean to my business? The supply chain, which is the movement of goods and services through a process, is a little bit bumpier than it historically has been. What does that mean to my business? So surrounding yourself with advisors and folks that care about you, that can help you think through those complexities, will help you with your readiness in terms of getting access to capital. And then the last thing is there's nothing like a good set of financial statements and information on your business.
Yeah.
Come in with a business plan and financials.
Yeah.
There's not a bank in the universe that's going to give it to you because I know John.
Right.
You have to go in with a plan. You have to have financials. You have to show, here's what I've generated in revenue and here's what my expenses are. And number three, be honest. Everybody, because ultimately it's all going to come out in the wash anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Black entrepreneurs never ask for enough money. Don't figure out exactly what the payroll is, exactly what the cost of goods are, exactly what this is, my travel, and then leave $1.15
Right.
for your room. When I watch Shark Tank, I'm always fascinated when they ask him, how much money do you need? And they always, inevitably the entrepreneur always asks for not enough money.
I love that.
Right? I mean, I know you.
I want to thank all of you, Brian, Mindelyn, and of course, Butch. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, and I appreciate you all for being here. And thank you, Chase, for representing us and
Thank you, Dan.
and teaching us.
Big shout out again to Chase for being the presenting partner of tonight's show. Black Entrepreneurs Day is off to a great start, and we've got so much more in store. For those of you watching at home on Facebook, make sure to use the hashtag BED2022 and keep the conversation going. Looking for more? Check out blackentrepreneursday.com for our free resource center featuring tools and insights from our partners, including JPMorgan Chase, T-Mobile for Business, Johnson & Johnson, Facebook, Alibaba.com, Google, Historically Better, powered by Pepsi, Stronger Together, and Nike. Word to the wise people, use these free resources. Not to mention, my personal Wealth Wednesdays program has launched a Facebook group. It's called Wealth Wednesdays for entrepreneurs that will offer resources, community, and insights from the most successful entrepreneurs in the world. Make sure you check it out. Now keep the cameras rolling. Spike Lee will join us for our next Game Changer conversation. And yes, a live musical performance from Big Sean is still on deck. But first, we've got some of Alibaba.com's past Manifest Grant winners, Eva Jane Bunkley and Matt Jones, as well as Alibaba.com executive Alex Tsai and the NBA legend Meta World Peace. Let's talk about fulfilling your dreams with our Small Business Roundtable presented by Alibaba.com.